I will call the meeting to order. This is the Old Town Design Review Committee, Monday, March 22nd, 2021, and we are scheduled for 4 p.m., so we're good to go. Has everybody had an opportunity to look at the minutes from the March 8 meeting?
Yes.
Any questions or comments to staff on that?
No. I'll make a motion to approve.
So we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we've moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Hearing none, we'll say it's approved and move on. Our item number 3 on the agenda today is a consideration of a letter of design approval for 3 single-tenant wall signs, 4 window wall signs, and an exterior modification for Safarico. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Safarico, located at 233 Church Street, as requested by Robert Hall of Refined Hospitality Concepts on behalf of Merdad Moyedi, the property owner. Staff, do you have a presentation?
Yes. Good afternoon, committee. Give me 1 second. All right. So I know there's been some debate on the name of the office. I believe it's Spherico, and we do have the applicants here as well, and they can help correct us. It's a new restaurant that's going into Old Town off Church Street, right where Cavalli's used to be. Provided this presentation for the committee meeting today. So the main changes they're looking to do on site is they're looking at doing an exterior modification. So they want to apply a LIMEWASH finish on the brickwork here, and much like what is shown in this exhibit. And so this will go on the brickwork, and then they want to paint the brick on top and add some menu items, things of that nature, to the actual exterior of the building. They're also asking to have 3 wall signs approved, as well as 4 window signs. The 4 window signs, as shown here, will be neon lit. The Old Town Design Code allows for up to 30% of the window be used for wall signs. Each of these will only take 10% of the window area. As far as the 3 wall signs, they all have the same design. They just have a difference in the total area. So one sign will be visible off the church, another off of the courtyard area, the main entrance into the building, and then a third facing the parking lot at the rear of the property. These 3 signs, they meet the design guidelines of our ordinance. So they have detailed edges, there are a variety of design and creativity. As far as the other requirements, the largest here is in the rear. It has 70.9 square feet in area. And then on the Church Street, it's 63.6. And along the entrance to the building, it is 18.9 square feet. Now, the Old Town Design Code, as far as single tenant wall sign is concerned, it allows for 2 signs, 1 sign with a maximum square foot of 50 and a secondary sign with a square foot of 25. Now, in the past, the committee is allowed to grant modifications both to the number of signs and to the size of the signs. And so the applicant is requesting these 2 modifications. So in summary, there's the exterior modifications, the limestone finish, the painting of the brick, the window signs, and the proposed single tenant wall signs with modification to allow the area of the 2 signs and a modification to allow an additional sign. Is there any questions the committee has for staff? And also the applicant is in the meeting as well today.
John, could we go back to the photo with the neon.
Yes. So we have that, and then we have this right here.
Okay. So with these designs, with the lettering of going beyond the background, are these more representative of the ultimate plans, or were the, I guess the image that was scaled differently more
Right.
reflective?
So the image that's scaled differently. This is more going on to the technical aspects of the sign itself, as well as showing where the sign will be placed on the building. But as far as what the building, the ultimate intent of the design is shown in this exhibit.
Okay. Questions from the committee?
Are you wanting to separate this out like individually, or are you going to just do it all in one motion?
It could be one motion, the single tenant wall signs with the two modifications, then the window signs as presented and exterior modifications as presented.
Amanda, if you'd like, do you want to break down the conversation a little bit and talk about the item as the staff presented it in terms of we'd begin with exterior modification?
It doesn't make a difference to me. I didn't know. Randy, I'm open.
Sorry, you were breaking up there, Amanda, at least for me.
Oh, sorry. No, I was saying it doesn't. I'm open. I just didn't know how Jack wanted to approach it, either all as one or just kind of signage and exterior modification.
I had a couple of questions, but I could handle it either way. Randy or Heather, any comments on that?
No, I don't have a preference.
Okay.
Like,
Well, let's tackle it all at once. I don't want to dominate. So, any other questions from the committee?
Just a clarification.
Yes, sir, Randy.
So there are, let's call it 3 large signs at Serifco.
Right.
And 2 are allowed, and the 3rd we have to grant. Is that what we're doing?
Right. So per code, you're allowed 2 signs.
Okay.
But one primary 50 square foot sign and one secondary 25 square foot sign. So they're asking for modification first to allow an additional sign, so 3 signs on the building,
And
and then a modification to allow 2 of the signs to exceed that maximum 50 square foot.
My question.
I want to clarify something real quick. My name is Christopher Zilke. I represent Robert and Merdad. The sign on the back is hand painted, and it is the exact same size as the current sign that Cavalli's had. So on that back wall, there was already a painted sign. We're essentially just putting the exact same sign on the backside.
Okay.
And the same for the one under the entry door that they used to use, right?
Yes, it's the same 3 locations where they had signage before, and generally the same size.
Okay.
The one on the back is, I'm scrambling through the briefing. Is it lit?
No, it's hand painted.
It's hand painting with no lighting.
No lighting, except for the gooseneck coming from the top.
Okay.
Which is existing.
And that exists already.
Yes.
Okay. Question to staff: has there ever been a concern by the folks across the street about that light?
No, none that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Are you keeping the Louisville grain across the top?
We were not planning on it.
You'll remove that?
Well, we were planning on painting the entire building with that whitewash. Yeah, and the idea there is to try to age it and make it look older. That's our thinking behind it. We didn't want to just paint it. We want to age it a little bit. This concept lends itself It's Italian, but we go with spaghetti Western is sort of our theme. So it lends itself to the old, and we're trying to reflect that in the building.
Perfect. Okay.
I appreciate the Clint Eastwood in your presentation.
Absolutely.
Well, just missing leaving Khalif. That's
He'll be there.
He'll make an appearance.
now, staff. The question about the previous, I don't want to say form, but the previous look of the building, with obviously a borrowed, kind of contrived approach of saying this was a Louisville feed company or a business previously. There's nothing to that. That was just a design component of the earlier building. There's no history to that.
Right.
No.
It's a callback to what might have been in the Louisville town area,
Okay.
but it was.
So we don't feel compelled to ask or be concerned about its departure.
No, it's better if it departs. For what it is, or for what it's becoming. That's why I asked. Just want to make sure that would go away with all the way. In the exterior mock-up, I saw that you had the pizza calzone sandwiches, so I assumed you were going to go with that, but you would eliminate the Louisville
Yes.
grain.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it looks good.
Okay.
Observation as much as anything else. The aging through the LIMEWASH should be very attractive. Is there any concern how it would contrast with the surrounding buildings? Is it going to pop too much? I guess the same question would be for the white components to the signs. That's why I was asking about what was going to be accomplished with or what was going to be the real look of the logo and signage. The picture of the neon sign seemed to be a little bit more demure in its the amount of bright white associated with it, as opposed to the schematic. I'll just throw that out there for conversation.
I think it'll be fine. If you remember back to Twisted Root, they had all that neon at one point in time. I don't know if the new restaurant will come back. I don't think we've done their signage yet, right? Commercial.
We have.
Okay.
And I think they installed it like on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, they painted. And the 7 Mile Cafe building is also light colored.
Okay, because I think it gives individuality amongst the two to stand out, and I like the neon.
I think so too. I think they all three have their own distinct personalities now. It's going to look good.
Real good.
And the final issue is on the banner across the top. Is that going to be is the white background that the words are painted on going to be as starkly white as they are shown in the drawing,
No.
or is it something less than that?
It'll be lime wash with the hand painted words over.
Okay. So
The building will have one look with that wash over it, and then everything will be layered on top.
Yeah.
I think it looks great.
Very good.
well, if we don't have any more questions, what's the committee's?
I would say, well, I do. The only other question I have is that there's just when it comes to your playscape, kind of where you're talking about your patio additions, which I think is great because it does, have space that has always been underutilized. In regards to the playscape, anything that you have, I see your slight little. I assume that's the kind of the example you're going with. Nothing would be too vertical or upright in the plans. Is that correct?
Correct. We are planning to kind of make it, and I haven't found all the pieces yet, but we're hoping to kind of make it a little bit vintage as well. Old seahorses. We're going to definitely have a hill, but we are definitely going to fit that in with the same theme. We may have some swings, but we're definitely going to go with kind of an aged, vintage playground there that'll fit in with the rest of the building.
Okay, that was my only concern about one of those, upright
No.
orange and red, and those things that are
No,
just
we will not do that.
No little tykes.
perfect. Okay, I think it looks great. Are y'all ready for a motion?
That would be great.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve as presented with variances that are needed.
Second the motion.
We have a motion that's been seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Hearing none, the motion has been approved. That appears to be the last working item on today's agenda. Staff, do you have anything you'd like to address while we have the time?
No, just that is the last item on our agenda this afternoon.
Well, I certainly appreciate all those attending. I was making a comment before that the item in review over the past couple of nights has only made me hungry. So I'm looking forward to y'all's opening, and all the best to you.
Thank you. We'll make sure we got some Van Cleef for you.
There you go. Do we need to move to approve to adjourn, or can I just declare that? I always thought we had to, but I've been thinking maybe I don't.
You can just declare the business.
Okay, then we'll go ahead and call the meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle and John.